And most men simply don't have enough dates. If you're a man who's doing well in your career or your business, then I would invite you to copy the same meta habits that you have in this area to the area of dating and relationships. If you want to find a wife you're truly compatible with or a girlfriend, at least like a long term partner, whether you can sign a legal paper or not, then you will have to interview plenty of quality candidates, if you will, for the job. Now, we've talked at length on this channel about the fact that the first date is not supposed to be an interview. Quite the opposite. You're supposed to do the storytelling. It has to be fun and lighthearted. But your attitude should be such, not arrogant, but that you are looking at potential candidates for the role. And you simply don't have enough dates, period, or not enough dates with the right types of women. If you want somebody you're compatible with, not just on a scale of 0 to 10 in terms of looks, but rather a scale of 0 to 30, 10 points being allocated for looks, personality values, and intelligence. If you want somebody who scores high on that scale, you need to go on a lot more quality dates. And the cool thing is, it can actually be quite easy. You can just use dating apps, Instagram, and in-person approaches. That's it. These are the only channels that are available to you to find the right girlfriend or wife. Now, you can use social circle, and maybe you'll run into your future wife at the gym. Probably unlikely. Possible, but the quantity simply isn't there. And you risk reputational damage if you actually start hitting on all of the women in your social circle, and work is out anyway. You should never hit on women in the workplace. I've talked about it at length that you shouldn't date people from the workplace. And then somebody DM'd me on Instagram a couple of weeks ago and he says, David, you're absolutely right. I've worked for this company forever. I'm a valued member of this firm and nobody can actually do the job that I'm doing. And they really like me. But I dated this one lady for a short period of time. It ended. She simply didn't want to see me anymore. She opened up a HR case and he got kicked out for no reason. So, I mean, maybe he did something that wasn't okay. I don't know. But he says, and I tend to believe him, that he didn't do anything. They just dated. And she didn't even make any accusations. She just wasn't happy with the fact that, and she says, he hit on me, but they dated, okay? So work is definitely out. So you're really only left with dating apps, Instagram, and in-person approaches. And every single one of those channels has its unique opportunities and also challenges. Dating apps are unbelievably convenient. It only takes 15 minutes a day to get one quality date every single week. 15 minutes a day to get one quality date every single week. If you use Bumble, Hinge, Raya, Match.com, Christian Mingle, Muzmatch, whatever Jewish dating app there is, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever religion you belong to, or none. There's dating apps for everyone, but the choice of the platform only makes up 20 to 30% of the success. Most of it is building a really good profile, a good bio, learning how to text, all of which we help our clients with in detail, personally, every single day. So click the link below and apply for a free initial consultation if you'd, if you'd like some personal help with that. That's dating apps. Now, then we still have Instagram. You could theoretically just send direct messages on Instagram and get dates. It's very simple. You just need a great profile and learn how to text. And then there's approaches. The difference between online dating, let's include dating apps and Instagram, and the in-person interactions is the biggest one. It's not even the time thing, because it just takes a couple hours a week of in-person interactions to get high-quality dates. But it's the big one. It's approach anxiety. You think you can do it, but you probably can't. No, I have no problem talking to people. Really? If that's really the case and you're getting numbers and you're still not getting enough quality dates, then you're doing something wrong with the approach. Then let me ask you something. If you have no problem approaching or introducing yourself to people in a bar, during the day, in everyday situations, you're standing in the Starbucks or wherever, could be in the gym, just, you get it, it's a bit more indirect. If you really have no issue with it, if you have no approach anxiety, no nervousness, and you know exactly how to do it, why aren't you getting more dates? Makes no sense at all. There's not a single man in the world who's got that skill set down who doesn't do it, because it supplies you with an infinite amount of dates. I want you to get a date machine, which comes ideally from a combination of all of those three channels. I don't care which channel we're ultimately going to use to help you get your girlfriend or wife. More than 50% of my clients find their girlfriend or wife from dating apps. I was talking to a German client of mine. He's a consultant in Germany, and he joined the program around 2 years ago, and he's still together with his girlfriend now, and they've moved in, and he said, hey, we can film an updated version of the client testimonial. He's actually on the channel and on the website. You can Google David Meessen client testimonial Jonas, and we're probably going to film an updated version of that because he's super happy and they're still together. So it works. And his lady came also from a dating app. Dating apps are super powerful. Instagram's super powerful. Approach is super powerful. I don't care which we're going to use, but you have to commit yourself to getting a machine of dates. Why? Not so you can have intimacy with as many women as possible. That's not what this is about. It's about finding somebody you're truly compatible with for the long term. The only way there is to find a quality relationship is to choose from abundance. That's it. Just stumbling into the first best relationship, that's not what it is. I'm trying to keep my clients out of the wrong relationships. 80% of my job is keeping you out of the wrong relationship. David, what about her? No, red flag, XYZ. Because most likely you suck at reading red flags. You suck at reading red flags. If you didn't, then you wouldn't have had the divorce or the failed relationships. And it's no good to you to label these relationships a failure, quote unquote, because obviously they were learning experiences. And you either live or you learn or you get a win from it, right? But nonetheless, you do have to understand that you lack a skill set and that you currently not that great at reading red flags. That's what we help you with because you have to be able to identify them. Is she easily offended? Does she assume ill intent as opposed to assuming positive intent? Are you misaligned on your values? There is a whole myriad of them. And by the way, I have a YouTube video here on my channel, I believe called 10 Red Flags or 12 Red Flags in women, and they apply to men as well. If you're looking for quality male friendships, you have to be able to screen for them as well. Because I want you to have depth. The reason I want you to get so many quality options with dating apps, Instagram, and approaches is so you can get the real depth that comes from a high level of compatibility, which comes as a direct result of disqualifying the wrong people. That's what most people don't do. They allow subpar, average relationships. And I heard a conversation with somebody the other day who said that, or asked, pardon me, not I heard, I had a conversation with somebody, a man, who told me that after the separation of his ex-wife, he lost most of his male friends because they were part of that same social circle. And then I said to him, they were never your friends to begin with. If your friends side with her after the separation, they were never your friends to begin with. They should absolutely, without a doubt, be on your side because they're your friends. They're not her friends. Very clear separation. Yeah, they're her friends. They are, but they're more so your friends. That's extremely important. And chances are, by the way, you don't even have enough quality male friends right now. You're not spending enough time with quality male friends on a weekly basis, and you completely misjudge or rather underestimate how much your happiness depends on quality social contact. Johann Hari, Lost Connections, an amazing book I recommend you read. He says the number one reason, I paraphrase, and it's not the only thing, but from my understanding, what science says, the number one factor for, or the number one reason as to why people lack happiness is a lack of quality social contact. And some social contact is better than nothing, for sure. That's why people in solitary confinement suffer more than in the rest of the prison, because at least they get to mingle, at least they get to have social contact. But to get the real joy, the real depth with a beautiful woman, Fernando's right there, or with quality male friends, dudes that you're really looking forward to spending time with, every week locally, not just globally or spread across the US or spread across the UK, but every single week, you need to meet a lot of people and disqualify the wrong ones. And by the way, 9 out of 10 people you don't want to have close in your life. Not because they're bad people, or purely because you're not aligned. You're not aligned enough. You can wish beings well, as Jack Kornfield says. That doesn't mean that you need to hate on them just because your values differ a little bit. That's not what this is about at all. But if you want real, raw happiness, you have to be able to express yourself freely. And that in and of itself is a pre-qualification mechanism. Jonathan explained this to somebody the other day. Jonathan, one of my best friends and one of the coaches in my program. He explained it to, I don't remember who it was, but that person said, David, why are you so provocative in your communication? And I'm really, if you think I'm raw here in these videos, I'm really not in my social, because this is not about me imposing my point of view. I want you to find somebody who's right for you, okay? And I hope you're an independent thinker as well. And so I am very radically honest in my social environments. I say stuff, Fernanda's smiling because she knows what's up. I say stuff that may be a little bit over the top. Yeah, but I want to know that if that person disagrees with me on freedom of speech, for example, if they think censorship is a great idea, and I'm a fan of freedom of speech, well, then we're not aligned and I don't even want to be friends with you. I'd rather find that out within a minute than 2 hours. And the whole talk today started with you getting more quality dates to then disqualify the wrong people, to then get depth and real happiness. And it can be so easy. Learn to approach in person, learn Instagram, learn dating apps. You only have to do it for a short period of time. You might say, David, I don't have the time. Nonsense. You have 112 waking hours available to yourself every single week. 112 waking hours. Dating takes 5 to 8. Can you dedicate 5 to 10% of your waking time to finding somebody who you might spend the rest of your life with? The single most important decision you'll ever make is who you'll choose to have by your side. So, what are you going to do? Are you just going to leave this one up to chance? And are you going to keep stumbling into the wrong relationships? Or do you want to find somebody who you're actually really compatible with? Time is emotion, as Tony Robbins says. Whatever is most important enough for us, we make the time for it. If you'd like me to help you with that personally, click the link below and apply for a free initial consultation. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.